back. Ah,
We've got a collab here with Casa Vieja called Stout of Perseverance. So it's a stout. Let's give it a shot.
It is a stout. What else would everyone expect of us at this point in time?
the winter, nothing.
Yeah, that's true. We should brew a I don't know, good solid lager.
Not for a lager anytime.
In the summertime when the living's easy.
No sublime jokes. We don't do that here.
We don't.
I feel like that's a Derek rule.
Yeah, that is a Derek rule. We don't want Derek to rage at us from.
Derek would completely back me on that one. Yeah.
Oh, I would completely back you on that too.
I get
more into the back of my neck getting burnt and pretty type of summer. So.
There you go. Redneck summer.
We got Stout of Perseverance here, and I want to say this is probably one of the fastest recipes that we came up with, wasn't it? It was really just kind of a spur of the moment thing and came together really quickly, didn't it, Franz?
Yeah, no, this is basically my base imperial stout recipe with just a couple minor tweaks. They wanted to use chocolate rye and midnight wheat rather than black patent, and I mean they prefer a little less astringency in the stout. So anyway, that's what they did.
Yeah, the basic way this came about was Michael Sharp. I don't want to refer to Michael as the assistant brewer at Casa Vieja. He's just the second brewer after owner Gary Soha. And he just contacted us and said that the Imperial Stout he made last year, which they bottled, was not up to his standards. And he wanted to do something with us. And so we got the recipe, we got it over to them. Unfortunately, none of us were able to make the brew day, but we didn't have a lot of time in which to prepare for a said brew day.
Prior notice.
Yeah, we were just kind of told the day of, hey, we're brewing. And it was like, we're all like working family, children for two of us. It was like,
yeah,
sorry, we can't make it. But yeah, it was kind of fun. And the one thing I will say is I didn't dislike the previous Imperial Stout they made. It was kind of fun because too they had bottled it, they'd offered me a bottle, and I wasn't able to get there on time, and so it ended up being a scavenger hunt in the Casa Vieja parking lot for where they hid it outside one night as I left Ex Novo, and I got to stumble over there and be like, where is this beer? Ooh.
Like an Easter egg hunt.
It really was. It was the best kind of Easter egg hunt with beer at the end of it. And then I brought it over to our friend Dan Hicks's house, and it was divided amongst the beer drinkers, and all enjoyed it. So, but nice to have another new one, and of course, nice that Casa Vieja can do these cool cans. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the cans they've done before. They have nifty little labels. Normally, they're not that smudged, but they've prepared their labels and everything, so it's kind of nice just to that they have this ability to do this. So if you're ever saying to yourself, well, I'd love to go to Corrales, but I just don't want to stick around out there, I can't get there at certain times.
So Casa Vieja they have fantastic heaters.
They do have fantastic heaters. They've got a wonderful patio. They're one of the best set up breweries as far as having a patio goes. So if you ever get the chance when you're in Corrales or in the general vicinity of Corrales, they're open Thursday through Friday, I believe.
Thursday through Sunday?
Thursday through Sunday.
Corrales, man. The spoiled right there with Ex Novo and now Casa Vieja right down the road from each other.
Yep.
Nice
walking distance even?
Yeah, exactly. Short walk between the two.
Allow you to sober up.
Yeah. And Village Pizza is not far, so if they don't have a food truck, you're still well equipped to survive the beers.
Yep, that Village Pizza is awesome.
We love
So,
you guys.
what was the ABV on this, or the what were the numbers on this, Franz? Because I really don't have any info in front of me. I don't know if you do.
So the recipe that I have brewed came out about 9%. This I'm not sure exactly. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm assuming pretty similar to that.
Gosh, if that's 9, it does not taste like it.
Even if it's at 8 or 7, I mean, there's there's absolutely no alcohol to it at all. There's no heat.
Nope.
The only bite comes from that little bit of rye that's in there. It's really the only bite kicks, and that's nice. That's a nice little uncommon tweak that you don't really see in a stout. I think it's a nice little addition.
Yeah, it's a good sharpness.
Yeah. Not overwhelming. It's just like a nice little kick to it.
Since Aaron and I just had some rye whiskey earlier.
Some. We had some.
Yeah, some.
We're good. We're good.
I'm fine.
When will then be now? Some.
Whoo! Anyway, I do like the fact that, it's neither too thin nor is it like chunky thick either. I think the mouthfeel hit the right notes on this one as far as what you want out of a bigger stout that isn't necessarily a La Negra, Marble Imperial, or anything like that. Obviously, it's not barrel aged, but still, it's not overly thick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still full bodied stout without being overwhelming. Without you don't need the knife and fork to cut through it.
Nope.
Which is good.
It's kind of my MO with stouts, really, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's an easy drinker for sure.
I mean, we've already kind of shown that we can go big. In homebrews that we've done, and then collabs that we've done, especially recent ones. But this is
kind of right in the middle, really.
Yeah, this kind of hits a sweet spot for a nice cold weather beer.
Mm-hmm. But without being too heavy on the palate or the gut.
Yeah.
It's not going to cause you to leave Corrales driving extra careful or anything like that.
Or just, finding someone there. Hey, you got a spare room? Can I just crash here?
Got a lot of nice burnt caramel notes and like just nice like kind of coffee roasts and
a little so for on those notes, so it's basically Victory and Cara Munich 2, which are kind of that bready, biscuity kind of balance to the. We've got Special B and a couple of different crystal malts to give that sweetness. And then as far as body, I mean that was flake barley and then oats to make it a little more creamy.
Yeah.
And then you get a little oat with the chocolate rye, and that's kind of an interesting interplay. Usually that for my batches at home, that would be Black Patent in place of that. So it's definitely a different animal entirely, and I kind of like the differentiation there.
It does have like well-rounded roastiness to it, though. There's not, like you said, not that bitterness. It's a good balance.
Yeah. And 3 of us got to taste sort of the raw version of this, the pre-carbonated version, and it was I thought the rye was really heavy in that, and I think it blends together more with the rest of the beer here, where it's not overly prominent. It's there, but which sets it apart, but I don't think it's just that.
Not overwhelming. Yeah.
It's not like Ruthless Rye from Sierra Nevada or anything like that. I miss that beer, but
yeah, rye has kind of become, I don't want to say a forgotten ingredient in beer, but it's been minimized, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Rye and I mean the style Cascadian Dark, which can tend to use some rye in it.
Cascadian Dark is what many of you may know as Black IPA.
Kind of a
Wookie Jack.
One of my favorite styles, honestly, but it's just kind of fallen by the wayside over recent years for a lot of breweries who are, picking up other newer styles, either going with the current trends with hazies or with pastry stouts, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is kind of unfortunate, because I feel like if more people were exposed to this style and to that rye flavor, they would be more about it as a fantastic option and alternative to what we've gotten used to out here.
Yeah, I found it interesting years and years ago. I think it was either 2012 or 2013. So it's either year 1 or year 2 of the brew crew. Eric and I went down to Arizona, and the prevalence of like rye forward beers was way higher than in Mexico at that time. I don't know what had that particular malt standing out in Arizona at the time, but it was something I was very, very like, okay, all right. I mean, they were good, I wasn't complaining, but it was still surprising that so many breweries were going with that as a front facing malt. And I went back, last time I was back in Arizona was 2018, I think, and the years blend together these days. And I found none of that. It was gone from the beer list at most of the breweries. So
yeah,
I think just
kind of made a splash. So yeah, like other things, and kind of anyway, carry on, Brandon.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, just from talking to other people, other beer drinkers, at least in our local area, it seems to be kind of a polarizing, not style, but just rye in general. When it makes an appearance in beer, it's something that's fairly easy to pick up on. And I know I've talked to some people who are like, yeah, they really appreciate that addition. Just a little something to make the beer stand out and make it a little unique. And then I've talked to other individuals who are just like, I hate that malt, take it out. Like, don't want to drink anything with rye in it. I tend to lean towards the former myself. I definitely appreciate what it can do for a beer. And, I personally kind of hope it'll make a resurgence in some of these beers. And I mean, I was happy that we threw that addition into this beer, and it definitely, as Chris mentioned, that it was pretty heavy, pre-carbonated. It was pretty heavy on the rye, but I think it blends together really well. It's not overpowering. It's definitely there, but you're not going to. It's not going to get lost in the folds here, in the malt bill, and it's definitely not overwhelming. So I think it's a nice middle of the road addition was put in there.
I think it keeps, and we had a discussion about this today, was New Mexico loves sweet. And honestly, I think it's more than New Mexico. I think nationwide, we as a country right now, we're big into either super spicy or super sweet. And I think in a way the rye undercuts the sweet to some degree without obviously it's not going to be spicy, but it keeps this stout from being where you're sitting there afterwards going yeah.
It doesn't give you that hairy teeth feeling that some stouts do.
And I would agree with that.
Oh God.
And that being said, with this beer, I would still, I think I personally, even though it is pretty middle of the road, I guess for my standard, I would still classify this as kind of a maybe more burly, leaning towards a more burly end, but it's still, its drinkability is kind of surprising because there's a lot of flavor here.
There's some fruity esters from the English yeast. that kind of complement a little bit of the kind of coffee roast, and then that little bit of rye sort of spice. But then there's also all the caramel crystal malts, and then I mean, as far as hops go, this was just Columbus, Fuggles, and Golding. So, fairly just straightforward kind of English inspiration was kind of the idea here. But yeah, a lot of flavor for something that's so smooth and drinkable.
Yeah. It's got a smooth mouthfeel to it. The nose is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's, mild roasty aromas. You're not going to get a lot of hops in this or anything like that. But I mean, it's hitting all the marks for what I want in a beer. And actually, it's just, like I said, it's just standing out. Yeah, that's you get notes of like dates and a little bit of dried cherry and leather in there. It's still burnt caramel flavors.
Cacao nibs, like just pure cacao.
Yeah,
that deep chocolate note.
The dark chocolate malt more than you're going to get from
the dark chocolate without the sweetness.
Yeah,
which I prefer. I like that. It's a good flavor in and of itself. Doesn't have to be sweet to be able to appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't need to taste like a Hershey bar.
Right.
So.
Yeah. As we just discussed, we don't want to have to make a trip to the dentist right afterwards.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, especially if you're trying to highlight that rye flavor, that sweetness would not complement it very well, I don't think. You're going for that rye, you're going for kind of a specific flavor profile, and you don't want to muddle it up with, you want to highlight it, you don't want to muddle it up with that sweetness,
Yep.
Because then it just kind of tastes like anything else, really. I'm kind of tired of the sweetness. Like, there's so many beers I still have in my fridge where I'm like, am I in the mood to drink? No.
Do I want to drink cookies tonight? Do I want to drink syrup tonight? Do I want to drink
chug chocolate syrup? I don't think so.
And don't get me wrong, like,
I'm in the place.
All the respect and power to the brewers who are doing, pastries and everything like that. Definitely have enjoyed some of them, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the times with those types of beers, I mean, it's a one and done, because that might just be too much. I'm like,
it's a mood.
It's like I just eat a bag of Halloween candy,
Yeah.
Yeah, the sugar, the day after sugar headaches are nothing to.
Absolutely. This beer does not have that, which is very nice.
Yeah.
It's got complexity too, though. And that's the one thing that's standing out to me the most.
Right. It's got that deep flavor to it still, which is I'm enjoying.
It's a stout, basically, is what we're saying. This
is like an American stout, which is a style that is kind of tragically underdone at this point, I would say. Yeah. And I've missed him, and that was a kind of an English base but American stout in overall style.
Good mashup between the two, and it's even just sitting here as it's warming a little bit, like still picking up little bits of nuances that are coming through, of course, as you would expect, but this is really nice. I mean, I was confident that this was going to be a good beer, but I think it's kind of even exceeded my expectations for it. It's really, really fucking good.
I'm enjoying it for sure. Well, and it's again nice to be able to reach in your fridge and grab a stout that has that stoutiness. You know what I'm talking about. That's not going to overwhelm you in any way. Like, this is not overwhelming in any way. And I like that, because especially like, days like today, it was a snowy day. It was cold outside. Like, I wanted a stout, but I didn't necessarily want something that was going to,
be too heavy in the adjuncts.
Yeah.
This is, it doesn't, it's a warming beer. And not saying that from like an alcohol content perspective or anything like that. It's just got a nice, comforting body and finish to it, and that's really nice.
It lingers. It sticks with you.
It does.
It does.
With like a little bit of spicy, like it's the spice flavor just stays in your mouth, and I enjoy that. It
coats the back
almost
palate
like
very nicely. It doesn't
almost
just
like a
fade
cinnamon
out.
one.
Agreed. And even, I mean, I want to find out what the ABV on this is, because even if it is, like the estimated ABV that you were getting from your base recipe there, Franz, it doesn't drink like a 9%, even if it's at 8 or anything like that. It doesn't drink like that at all. You would fool me if this was not a 5% stout. Honestly, it's that easy drink. As far as alcohol content goes, and again with still plenty of complexity, and it's still a rugged stout.
Yes, definitely.
It's rugged, but you don't have to be a stout drinker to drink this. I think
it's rugged, but it still wants to cuddle.
Okay. That's when you start to see yourself in the beer, Brandon. You only cuddle with Rorschach.
Yes.
Look into the beer, and the beer also looks into you, right?
Precisely.
In Soviet
He was the
Russia,
brewer.
here see you.
And really, Casa Vieja, and again, just real quick, thank you to them for allowing us to collaborate on this, brew this beer.
Thank you to
came out really good.
Gary, Michael.
Yeah, thanks to Gary for getting it into our hands and dropping it off. Much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for the opportunity to collab, even if we had to do it remote.
Did you just say opportunity?
No.
You should have. Because
Even if you didn't, we'll go
Wrong
with
style, Aaron. Wrong style.
Opportunity.
No, it's still appropriate.
Yeah, there's still hops in here.
Opportunity.
Yeah. Thanks for the delicious opportunity.
Well, it's kind of neat to know that a beer we collabed on is going to be joining that lineup there at Casa Vieja, because they do have a lot. Like, we were there 2 weeks ago, and there were a lot that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I was very impressed with their current lineup. They had, just standouts from what I can recall off the top of my head were their Golden Stout names.
Ghost Stout.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it just ran out. People drank them out of it again. So
Poop.
It's
another
that good. It really is excellent.
Yeah. The Irish Stout, O'Brien Stout.
Yes, that was excellent. There was their lager Pilsner.
Zombie Apocalypse Lager.
That one
there
was
you go.
really good.
That's what it was.
Fantastic.
Zombie Apocalypse was great. I can definitely imagine, come warm weather days, sitting on that patio having a few of those. So
yes.
Again, their
lineup
heaters are magic.
Oh yeah.
Their heaters were fantastic.
Yeah, summer or winter, if you haven't been to Casa Vieja, any of you folks out there, definitely visit them as soon as you get a chance. Wonderful patio seating, and the corrallus scenery. It's a great place to hang out and have a beer and just relax for a while.
And really nice people.
Yeah.
Okay. Tons of history too.
Yeah, their building is sick.
Very cool. Yeah.
Even their bathrooms.
Or at least 1,000 crows flew overhead of us that day. It was wild.
Dude, it had to have been more than 1,000. That was like 7,000 murders of crows. They went for like half an hour. We were just.
I'm gonna say a median number and say 3,000.
Okay, I'd buy that. But it was
Every
just
crow in
gross.
the state of New Mexico flew over our heads that day.
It was. We would have a conversation, and the conversation would lull, and I'd look up and be like, "Oh, they're still going."
That is.
They are still going.
Murder upon murder upon murder.
Maybe it was like a convention.
I don't know.
Convention.
There's something about the bosque in that area that they just love.
Betty.
Now it's down by the river. A van.
There's a van down by the river.
It's one of my favorites.
You were a small child when that first aired.
That's ambitious. I don't think I was alive
I was alive.
Drink, Chris.
but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. So
That's good. Yeah, you appreciated Fat Guy in a Little Suit when it came out. Okay. That kind of little.
I mean, I have that on DVD. I have the Chris Farley best of Chris Farley on DVD.
Somewhere Adam
I
Sandler
watched
is
when I
proud
feel
of you.
sad. Huh?
Adam Sandler is proud of you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, cheers.
Fair stuff.
All right, let's all do a proper cheers.
Okay. Everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
And on that note, we're out.